And I don't know about his amateur career. I don't know much about that, but he's been down before, and he's going against somebody that is very tough. So, but again, I guess it was another chance to be a world champion. It's very hard to say no when you have a chance to become a world champion. It's very hard to say no.
Yeah. And of course, this fight, 3 rounds in, there's a lot of people that say, hey, we want to see this guy early 2025. Is that the plan? What is the game plan for Murtazaliev's next fight?
Okay, so I've talked to him. We talk all the time. We were talking today again. I was at his place. We went, anyways. We talk all the time. I just talked to him like an hour ago again about different things. So his plan is to unify the titles. He doesn't care about easy fights. He doesn't want nobody. He said, "I'm unifying the titles. If I have to wait until next summer or end of the year, I'll wait. I just want titles, right? Because we already finished the job as far as the mandatory goes, right? Because they made it mandatory, and we did it, right? So now he wants to unify the titles, and unifying the titles will be either the winner of Spence and FUNDORA,
Mm-hmm.
and the second option is Terence Crawford,
Okay.
right? So they're all good fights. They're all like very good fighters, right? None of them is an easy fight. None of them is a joke. They are like, probably future Hall of Famers and stuff, but that's what he wants, right? And he's like, if they don't want that, then I'll just go up. I want Lara. Give me Lara or one of them other champions, right? So that's what he wants. Because you gotta understand this guy, man. They made him wait for almost 5 years. He was mandatory for IBF, WBO, for all of them, like top three for 5 years. And Charlo had all those belts. They threatened him with sanctions because he's from Russia. The war started. They tell him like, oh, it's a unification fight, so you have to step aside and wait. Those are the rules, and I know the rules. Whenever there's unification, you have to actually step aside and wait, right?
Right.
So, anyways, like they've been they've been holding this up for so many years, and finally get his chance. He's a champion. He's like, I don't want to waste no time. I'm 31 years old. I only get this big fights.
Yeah. And of course, with this big fight, now he's got a huge name under his belt, made a huge statement. Obviously, we always say fighters get into this sport not just to become champions and to build legacy, but to make money that will change their life. It looks like he's in line to make big money, being the champion, being the title holder. What's the fight that you as his coach would want next that would bring him both legacy, both a name and money?
Honestly, after a fight like this, I would love to have him fight Terence Crawford, but I don't see Terence Crawford fighting him, right? Yeah, that fight would look very good, right? Like I always say, that fight is gonna look like a big man fighting a small man, a big, very powerful puncher, boxer fighting a very slim, technical guy. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a crazy fight, right?
Right.
The way I see Terence Crawford is, after the big money right now, and uh, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I hope it happens, but I don't know. But then on the other side, you have Fondora and Spence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of that fight, it could actually happen because Fondora beat what's his name, Tszyu Tim, right? The
Mm-hmm.
way like split decision, wasn't it? It was a split decision, right? Yeah, it was a very fight,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Very fight, and then uh, Spence is coming off a loss, right? And he hasn't been active for so long. So I think that fight makes a lot more sense than Crawford fight for Crawford because he's chasing the big money, right? We all know what he's chasing. So I don't know. So we'll see, man. I mean, I'm hoping to get neither one. Doesn't matter as long as they give me enough time to prepare for this fight. We have enough time to prepare. We're gonna be ready for. Doesn't matter who comes in.
And of course, we saw that your fighter, he also has, it seems like he's got a frame to fill out the 160s. Are there any fights at 160, which we've said in the past, it's not the strongest middleweight division that we've seen in the past. Do you see your fighter maybe going up for a lucrative fight in the middleweight division.
Yeah, well, definitely. We had actually 10 fights at 160 beginning of his career. And I think every single one ended early. He knocked out every single one of them at 160.
Hmm.
Okay, so let me tell you this. He's very disciplined, right? So I even have a video. At the day of the weigh-ins in the morning, right? Before the weigh-in, like an hour before weigh-ins, he steps on the scale, right? He's 151.8. I have a video, full video. I had to feed him and give him drink to go up to like another pound or two. You know what I mean? So then he steps on the scale. He was like 152.8, right?
Hmm.
So he's very disciplined. It doesn't matter if he's gonna be 154 or 160. He's gonna stick to his meal prep or whatever that is, his diet, his nutrition, and he's gonna make it. He's gonna be good.
Coach, what's one thing that the people, besides what you just mentioned, the discipline, what's one thing that people don't know about Murtazaliev and should?
Man, you can never break this guy mentally. I'm telling you, you cannot break him mentally. He doesn't break. Yeah, so that's another thing. He's very smart. He's very humble. He's the nicest person. You will never hear him talk shit to anybody or push his opponent for no reason or stuff like that. But don't step on his toes. You step on his toes, it's gonna be bad. That's it. But other than that, he's the nicest person. So yeah.
What about yourself? One thing that people should know about you.
About me?
Yes.
People don't need to know much about me. They don't know much about me. Yeah, I'm a family man, coach. That's it.
Coach, we've always said that obviously, the coaches, they always want just the best for their fighters, and the accolades that come once you do your job and once your fighters get titles, win championships, win these big fights, the accolades come for the coaches. Do you have something that you're striving for personally? Maybe like, do you want to be known as a top 3 coaches of the year? What does Coach Roma want?
I'm enjoying the process, man. That's it. I'm enjoying the process. I love what I do. I've been boxing since I was like 5 or 6 years old. I had over 300 amateur fights. Trained a whole bunch of fighters, trained Olympians, trained other world champions, and now we have another champion, over here. So I'm just enjoying the process. You don't, I'm a realistic person. You know what I mean? You do your work, and then people are gonna find out. That's it, man. If they're gonna appreciate it or not, it's up to them. But I'm enjoying the process, and I love what I do, and that's about it. One step.
Hey, Coach. Again, we don't want to take too much of your time because I know you got to get your rest. Been busy all day. Again, it's a great time for you for your fighter. You guys, like I said, you guys have been working behind the scenes, I'm sure, years and years, and you just told us that you've been knocking at that title for 5-6 years now. You guys, have it this year, but you have a name win, a huge win that's just been reverberating around the boxing world. So from our podcast, congratulations. You proved us wrong.
Yes.
And I'm sure you made believers out of a lot of people. Murtazaliev is on the map, and we can't wait to see what happens next. The next 2-3 years in that 154, 160 division.
I don't even know how many interviews I've done ever since the fight, but everybody keep mentioning the same thing, like, oh, did you know it was going to be this easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always say to them, it was not easy.
Right.
A day and night of 7 weeks of training, day and night. It was not easy. It was actually very hard. The test was easy, but the test is always easy. Win or lose is easy because the hard work is done ahead of the time, right? So it was not easy. It was a pretty fun camp. Thank God everything went smooth. So yeah, the job was done well. That's it.
Yeah, from my part, I want to piggyback off what Chris said. You proved us wrong. We're not gonna sit here and pretend like we know we picked you guys to win. Chris and I do a game where we predict the winner of every fight for the year, and we definitely got this one wrong. So congratulations. This is the beauty of boxing, right? You never know what you're gonna get. And now hopefully people continue to follow you guys and see the journey and take a look at the hard work that you guys put on quietly, you know, like you said, you guys are family men, you guys are serious about this, very disciplined. So congratulations for this big win.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for everything you guys do. Without people like you, people wouldn't know so much information about boxing or the fighters or the preparation or, you know, all the stuff. So you guys do a great job too. Thank you.
And Coach, we'll have you again in the next 6 months. Hopefully you guys get another big fight. I'm sure that you guys want to show more of Bakram. I'm sure like there's more layers to his game that we still haven't seen, and people that love boxing, that love the art and the science of boxing, you know, when we see those layers, we're like, oh man, there's more to this guy than meets the eye. So again, huge win, congratulations, and we can't wait to see what the next 6 months brings for your team.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.